Hey guys, welcome back to another serving of food for thought. Of course, not everything in the reading will resonate with you, but I encourage you to take what does and of course, leave the rest. Of course, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and join us as I prepare a bit of food for thought. So let's jump right into the energy here, Holy Spirit. What are the messages? What are the messages here for the collective energies? What are the cards here that best represent the energy, the love, the light? Someone's real sensitive when it comes to you. Even if someone is bringing you up, someone is trying their best not to think about you, acknowledge you in some type of way, but I feel in so many ways someone can't even get their mind off of you. This is someone who has yet to master themselves. I feel this is someone who has yet to love anyone else because they have yet to truly love themselves. This is why they're silently contemplating on how they treated you. Someone knows they did you wrong, but someone is still trying to figure out why they treat others the way they do, because you are not the only one. This is someone who is full of careless actions. This is someone who has also chosen this solo path, but they were never truly prepared for it. I feel this is someone who plays careless, risky games of the heart, a push and pull from the runner who likes the energy of the chase. This is someone who took a solo path because they felt the grass was greener on the other side, or they were roaming for the other fish in the sea. This is someone who was scattered or was seeking attention or has a wandering eye that is sitting in heavy regret. I feel this is someone who is sitting in heavy regret because of their dense baggage. This is an untold truth, hidden information. Someone is needing to do some shadow work, and this is why they're rebellious and risky and also contemplating. This is someone who is needing or seeking answers when it comes to something that is unconditional, connected to you. However, this energy is coming out as an unconventional soul who is wanting you to soften your energy or your heart. This is someone who is drowning in their own misery, their own pain, whether it's connected to you or not. This is someone who is still thinking of you. Something long term. Someone is wanting to invest now, even though they didn't give you that energy before. Wow. Someone is thinking about the road to home. And this is why something has become real sensitive with them. This is someone who is dealing with some unfamiliar feelings, emotions. These are emotions that they have yet to truly deal with or even acknowledge as they're going through uncomfortable karma of a guilty conscience. This is someone who is falling deeper into a situation where they're drowning in unstable emotions or feelings because they can't accept this journey. They can't accept what they have chosen. This solo path is starting to weigh heavy on their heart because someone is now silently missing you. This is someone who is reaching a closure, a sudden realization as a cycle is coming to an end. Someone is wanting to circle back to you. However, this is someone who's still going round and round in regrets and mistakes because they're still investing in careless actions. This is someone who is still in the final steps of their mistakes, lessons, sins, but I feel there's a surprise in store for someone who will soon question everything. This is someone who is struggling alone, but I feel time is still slipping away. I feel time is definitely not on their side. Especially when it comes to karmic relationships, foes, third parties, interferences, those who they have allowed to put a key in their back. Because a lot of things are starting to get in the way when it comes to someone who is always avoiding or disappearing on you. Because in so many ways, they're still on the run. This is someone who is still on a journey of cycles of sin, regrets. But as I said before, there's a surprise in store for someone who is still blinded to a truth that has already been revealed to them. I feel this is someone who is on the edge, still not understanding or knowing how to make something right. But it's the lack of healing that has caused them to make these choices, as they have caused themselves to be vulnerable due to their own sacrifices. Yet I feel they could be blaming anything and anyone else. This is something many of you sit in silence about because this is someone who is very creative when it comes to being emotional or even getting you to put your guard down, but I feel this time is different. This time is different when it comes to someone who has become a heavy burden, because now they're sitting in that same energy. Someone has no progress, especially when it comes to trusting a process. Someone is thinking they're coming up or getting to the bag when they're really losing it, because in doing or saying the things that they have done, they have caused you to be more intuitive. Someone's in heavy regret because they're not sure how to come out of a space that they have created. And even though they know they have lost a lot of valuable things along the way, someone is still not making any sense when it comes to any of their issues. This is someone who is still not focusing on the truth, still not getting things right because they're too concerned about the wrong things. This is someone who is still not mastering self because they're distracted and still being reckless because they have more than one issue, yet still have their mind and their energy set on you. This is someone who is distracted because there is more than one issue or more than one person involved. Please take it how it resonates, but this energy is disconnected to their responsibilities, or the fact that something is one-sided, someone is gaslighting you, yet still in fear of losing you. This is someone who is ignoring the signs. Keeping a peace isn't easy when dealing with someone who is scattered like this, but I feel they have done something to level up, but I feel they're still playing dumb to some choices, because as I said before, someone is still scattered and all over the place, and things are still not adding up when it comes to someone who is needing to ground themselves. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, earth energy here of someone who is needing to be loved from afar. Many of you could be loving someone from a distance, or this could be their energy. Please take it how it resonates, but someone is definitely hot and cold. Not sure whether they'll come towards you or not, but I feel so many things are connected, especially when it comes to them believing that you still are connected in so many ways. And if you are, it's only because you're concerned that they have fully lost themselves. For some of you, there could be some mental issues here, or even some outside forces that are creating them or causing them to step out of character or even show their true colors. Whichever way, I feel this is someone who is going through a lot because of their materialistic or even shallow ways. As I said before, this is someone who is clearly disconnected. This is someone who is distracted, and as I said before, they're careless, and there's a lot of people involved, especially when it comes to someone who is one-sided, breadcrumbing others, and now they're in regret because their light is dimmed or something has gone out. Something is just not right when it comes to someone who is now feeling unworthy. Someone was chasing the wrong thing. Now someone is trying to trust the process, but something may already be out of reach or long gone. This is why someone is silently contemplating, because none of the answers that they're coming up with are making any sense. This is someone who is in fact praying, hoping that you have not let go. Someone is praying for a truth, praying to get out of something without really putting in some type of effort, as someone is praying you're still holding on so they can come back around. Someone is having some unhealthy habits really get the best of them, as there are some unhealthy issues that they're dealing with, and this is another reason why someone is not being honest with you. Someone is not being honest with you as they're coming out as a shapeshifter. Someone who cannot be trusted because of the ways they choose to be, depending on who's around. I feel this is someone who can become anything to anyone at any point. This is why someone is needing time to themselves to figure out what they want, who they are. But I feel it's only caused them to be burnt out because they're not connected enough to really make any real choices that make any sense, as they are still sitting in a space of denial or even resentment because it's easier. This is someone who feels it's easier just to ignore the truth, which is becoming harder to do every day. This is why someone is coming out as burnt out, disconnected, and doing things from a very low vibrational space. Someone's light is being dimmed because of it. There's a lot of emotion here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, where I sense something could be coming out of the blue. This could be contact, or this could be someone getting a true realization that many of you won't consider or won't come back, as something just might be left up in the air. No closure, no clue. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Someone is definitely getting an ego death for their stubborn ways. Something has definitely been burned. A cycle has been completed, especially when it comes to a feminine energy where there is intense emotion and connection. As someone is definitely curious about you, yet still hiding from you. Someone definitely made the wrong choice and they know it. Someone made the wrong choice to burn this bridge with you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But now that the tables have turned, someone is now feeling like, now that you see them as an enemy, the time is up. And I feel the hardest thing about it is they're starting to realize they are the ones that broke their own heart. This is why someone is still holding on to you and you are showing them the exit, because someone is just too immature to deal with this type of connection. As I sense a fake apology just won't do it when it comes to someone who's about to be real salty with you as you move in silence, because someone is still stuck in their old ways. For many of you, you tried, you made an offer, and this is an offer that they thought would be available over time. This is why someone found the energy to even play with you, believing that you will always be there. But now they're sitting in silence, trying to figure you out. Let's get another deck here. We're going to get a tarot deck. Of course, if you guys are enjoying the reading, please let me know by commenting down below or liking this video. Oh, Spirit, what are the messages here? So someone is definitely feeling isolated and alone. This is why someone is feeling disconnected, or they're just in an energy of being disconnected. Someone is still trying to figure things out because they have yet to truly find the light. And they are now realizing they are without the yin to their yang. All because they failed to master self. Someone is sitting in their own dependencies and insecurities. Something has become an emotional wave, as this is someone whose reality or their false reality is starting to fade away, fade out when it comes to illusion and game. This is someone who is starting to realize they may have played the wrong one. This is why there's a breakdown in communication, transition. Wow. Someone feels like they're not invested or a part of a happy home anymore. Their emotions are everywhere. Page of Cups energy. This is someone who is failing to communicate their emotions effectively to you, as there's definitely a block when it comes to many of the things they need to say. We also have the Moon card here in the upright. This is illusion, anxiety, insecurities. This is someone who is still stuck in their subconscious. This is why they can't see the fact that they were lacking when it comes to teamwork, and they could be dangerous when it comes to long-term vision or investing in them wholeheartedly, as this is someone who is very unpredictable. Most of these cards are in the reverse, because someone is trying their best to hold on to whatever they got. They just might lose you. I feel whatever they're trying to hold on to isn't getting them anywhere. This is why they're not seeing the fact that they screwed up teamwork, or they disregarded you, took advantage of you. Now someone is sitting in a space where they can't find balance here with the Temperance in the reverse. Someone is having bad luck. The Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse. Wow. Most of my cards. So it seems like someone's lack of foresight has definitely put them in a space of conflict. This is someone who is trying to get away with something strategically, and now it's a real burden for them. Something is getting real fast for someone who is avoiding responsibility. There's disharmony in love, an imbalance in values, and someone is definitely going through a lack of completion, as there is no closure in their life. The World card is in reverse, and someone cannot move forward because of all the baggage they're carrying. This is someone who is isolating themselves here with the Five of Pentacles energy here. This is someone whose insecurities and worry is bringing them to a state of poverty, whether that is mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. Someone is definitely hitting rock bottom and they can't move on or even accept their own truth. This is why someone is blocked emotionally here with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is someone who is also repressing their emotions, and they won't acknowledge what they've done or what they're doing because they don't want to feel the energy or the evidence against them. Wow. Someone doesn't want to acknowledge something. They're wanting to avoid a disaster that they're fearing change of. So they're isolating themselves. But this is a self-imposed restriction where they could be mentally or physically imprisoning themselves, isolating themselves because of their own delusion and illusion. They're not making the right choices here. So someone is definitely not making the right choices here with the Seven of Cups in the reverse. They're lacking strength and integrity. Strength card in the reverse. Someone is fearing the unknown, but I feel it's also connected to their mental challenges. Someone is just not up to what you're expecting of them. Someone is broken free, and now they're in conflict about it because there's a lot of tension, loss. Someone is going through a lot of betrayal. Someone is wanting to win at all costs, but they may not like what they receive as a cost to what they're losing. There's a lot of greed, dissatisfaction. Someone's very opinionated, but they don't want anyone else's advice. This is what's keeping someone lost, unopen to the truth of life, because they're still offering different versions of themselves. I feel like this is someone who is still offering different versions of themselves to feed what drives them, and whether it is their weaknesses, their desires, their regrets, their greed. This is someone who taps into the wrong things, and this is why nothing truly ever goes their way. I feel this is someone who is sitting in a space where they believe they have some type of reasoning to act this way when truthfully they don't. I feel this is someone who's trying to manipulate a narrative, but never with intent to feed or replenish what's feeding and nurturing them or caring for them, which is causing all of these things that should be abundant for them to fall apart. Let's get one more card here. One more card here. Let's get two. Yeah, someone's restless when it comes to a breakup, yet still not wanting to admit it, yet it's the very thing that's on their heart, their mind, their energy. They're burnt out from the lack of progress. So it seems like someone is definitely stuck in the past and naive to a situation because they're still being unrealistic to a situation that you have already cut ties with. You're coming out as a Queen of Swords. Ready for whatever comes your way, whether good or bad. I feel you've already been prepared for it. I feel this is someone who's going through a lot of mental challenges. This is another reason why someone is not in harmony when it comes to a family, a marriage, or a sense of alignment to happiness. But it's all going to be worth the energy when you find out what is truly in store for you. Wow. I'm just going to get one more card from this deck. Tarot decks are very nosy decks. Okay, so a couple cards, I guess. Yeah, someone is definitely sitting in low vibrational energy, as I said before. This is someone who wants you, yet they're still not ready for you. I feel this is someone who's praying that you let your guard down through indecision and confusion, but there's an overload here. A lack of vision will definitely keep someone lost for good. For many of you, you may feel this is someone who is on a path of making better choices, but I feel they're still up to no good. Wow. For many of you, you're tired of this energy not feeding into you, but feeding off of you. But as I said before, it's causing many of you to look at them differently. especially when it comes to them continuing this facade or wearing a mask or putting on a show, even when no one around them even cares about it. This is someone who is just lost to a reality, because they're still putting on this energy of no one understands, when truthfully they're the ones committed to the false narrative. I feel this is someone who is completely withdrawn because they're insecure. There's no foundation, there's no family, there's no love, and this is why their vibration is different. This is someone who is withdrawn because they are truly intimidated by you. Not just in a way of being fearful of you, but they're scared of the way you love. It's deeper than what they're used to. And this is what frightens them, because they are afraid of truly giving into you wholeheartedly. So it doesn't really matter how hard you try to love this energy. They would have always pushed you away, because in so many ways, the way you choose to love made them feel like they couldn't trust what they were feeling. This is someone who has sidetracked, all because of the things that they have allowed to sway them. Their secrets, things that have been left to mystery, things that they are still concealing. This is why someone is sitting in solitude, intimidated by what's to come, especially when it comes to an open-hearted conversation with you. Unfinished business. This is someone who knows that you're silent because of the things they have done and said. Many of you have waited for this energy to truly step up or make the right moves, but this is someone who is still in thought or in the energy of trying to make sense of something that makes no sense at all. But I feel they're about to be compelled to resolve something, because they are very unsettled. This is someone who's going through a lot of change, indecision and confusion, conflict. Something is still, as there's no words when it comes to distance, blockage, space, and a separation. Someone is feeling like they have become invisible to you, and they are truly in a space where they don't like that. In fact, someone is pining for you, wanting to move toward you or even move on in life, let go of something, but something won't let go of them. The love that you gave, as I said before, it's not something they were used to. Wow. But as it goes on, time goes on, this is someone who is in denial, clear denial about being cut off or called out, yet they now feel some type of way about you moving on or making some type of choice or a decision that they are now in conflict with. But I feel in so many ways, no matter how much they try to avoid it, they know full well what they did or even what they've become behind the mask, because this energy is still being elusive to differences as things are still falling apart on this long journey that they have created. As energy is truly triggered about their losses, sorrow, and pain, and even their sacrifice. But I feel someone could be going through all of this, all of these issues, and even more, because they know they screwed you over. Someone knows they burned a feminine energy, and this is someone who knows full well this is why you're cautious. Cautious with your space, your heart, and even your money. Any of your resources, you're no longer giving the way you used to. This is what bothers them the most, because they feel they will never get the same you that loved them in that way again. This is someone who is still not coming to a space of realization. This is someone who is still trying to see something their way, but I feel the more that they lie to themselves, the more things fall apart, because I feel rejection is your protection, as someone is still not getting life right on any terms. Wow. This is definitely someone who's been illuminated to their own shame and even the blame that they have casted on others. This is someone who is still coming out as someone with a guilty conscience, because they're still in a space where they're choosing not to make amends with what they're going through. But I feel it just might be a rude awakening for someone who is still detached. Someone is still in a space of not wanting to acknowledge something, but they're needing to make amends because something is about to become real dramatic. Because someone will be truly affected. For many of you, this is someone who is causing more damage by being in denial. But it's just reflecting. I feel someone is reflecting and debating and asking why, but still in denial about an illusion and even their own reputation, status, and character. But I feel there will be a change in outlook or attitude. There will be a shift when it comes to someone who is still out of time and still sitting in cycles. Someone will be broken or someone will be pushed to a breaking point. I feel this is someone who has a lot of arrogance, ego, and pride. This is why their soul has yet to truly grow or be nourished, as someone is still holding on to you because it just might be the best they've ever been or ever had. This is someone who does have a deep emotion for you, and I feel they're still attached because they have yet to even understand that deep emotion is really love. But I feel you were sent to truly show them how it's supposed to be, even if they have to lose you in the process. I feel there's a lot of tension, stress, turbulence, as someone is going through a lot when it comes to boundaries, but I feel it's what's unspoken that's causing them to truly unravel, as something truly unexpected will happen when it comes to something very vital or important, significant, when it comes to influences, third parties, or those they choose to sway them. Whatever it is will cause a ripple effect that just might leave them stuck in limbo. This is someone who will always think about one day or what could have been, but I feel it's the lack of trust that causes many of you to finally let them go. Someone is seeing something as deja vu, but it's their repeated patterns that truly causes them to finally learn a lesson. This is someone who's still avoiding something with true intention. Someone is doing it of free will, not realizing how dangerous their ignorance truly is. As this is someone who is taking your words or the lack thereof against you in some type of way, just to claim you never truly cared or loved them, when they know deep down the love you gave is the only thing they crave. This is someone who is reckless and careless because of their own thoughts and their own questionable ways, but I feel something is bound to change. Something is bound to change when it comes to someone who's in a dark mood. Someone's in a dark mood when it comes to things falling apart around them or even this separation, but something is being illuminated when it comes to someone who is deeply detached. This is someone who is playing coy when it comes to a very vicious cycle where someone is playing dumb, pretending not to care or see a truth to their own false front, putting on a front, putting on a show, as things are still unstable, as someone is still pretending that they are not powerless to this confusion. This is someone who has lost control of this situation, yet they're still manipulating something, unaware that something is unreachable, unattainable, beyond repair. Someone is staying stuck because they know they're wasting time trying to hypnotize you. I feel this is someone who should be reaching out, but they're not, because they're sitting in a space of being self-righteously blind. But I feel in so many ways their ignorance will be their only bliss, as they are trying to appear confused and unclear to why you cut them off or no longer feel safe in their hands. Yet I sense they lost you because they were too invested in playing with your tears and your fears. I feel for many of you, this is someone who is just coming out as too risky, as they're out of sync or just too sneaky. Someone is always in a mood. I feel this is someone who is somewhat fragile and sensitive, and this is why they're so reckless with others, so they don't have to give in the way that others do. But I feel things have become so intense that something will be pushed to a boiling point, and many of you will find a way to get over this or even escape. This is why someone is irrational. still making unhealthy choices, as this energy has convinced themselves that over time you would have gotten over something. This is something that they didn't expect from you. Whether it was something you said or did, whatever it was, it is words and actions that they will never forget. But I feel their avoidance or even their silence has spoken volumes about who they are and where they're going. But I feel something is definitely breaking them down to the core, as many of you have had no issue with taking note of many of the things that they have done with no apology and no regret, or even many times no remorse. I feel this is someone who is ashamed of their desire to win because they're fighting something when it comes to you, whether it's the need to apologize or understand you on a different level. Someone is going through lessons of burdens because of it. I feel this burden is also connected to the fact that they couldn't commit or be loyal, as they have invested in a double life or being clueless to the drama that they have caused. But I feel someone's about to make a decision. Someone's about to make a decision when it comes to affairs of the heart, as this is someone who is hoping and praying that you move first so they don't have to. Someone is hoping that you move first because they're still undecided about healing, making something right within them so they can finally make something right with you. But I feel someone's on a long, long road before they do that, because to deceive you once is a small possibility, yet to be consistent in it is how they changed everything. Because what is said and done cannot be undone or even unseen, as many of you are holding something to the fire. I feel like many of you are no longer giving chances to those who haven't given any chances to you. I feel this is someone who allowed something to fail from the beginning, as they have given no effort, but now they feel they should have changed, or they're wanting to, almost desperate to do so. Yet someone is still undecided about reconciling, yet they're still in some type of fantasy or giving into instant gratification. Someone's trying to strategize around these lessons. This is why someone is still coming out as fighting it when it comes to their desire to win or making a choice of affairs of the heart. This is why someone is trying to be strategic, and whether they push your buttons or apologize to you, someone is being silent about their moves. But I feel at the end of the day, they'll end up reaching out to you, whether it's by phone call or by message. Someone is desperate to not be erased from your life. This is someone who is hopeless and not wanting to be eliminated, knowing that you are the best that could have ever come their way. Someone is trying to make sense of their own choices, but in so many ways, they're just going to cut corners. I feel this is someone who really doesn't have the tools to give what is needed, which is why they're always seeming to let you down, as they have taken themselves and everyone else through all of this mess just so they don't have to acknowledge or be reminded of what they've taken you through or what they've currently taken themselves through. This is why someone is fighting a decision, wanting you to move first. You're still having a desire to win. Someone is going to have to go through these lessons of shame, embarrassment, and humiliation for the choices they have made. Still undecided, still making false moves, silent moves, because they don't know whether to ask for forgiveness or push your buttons. This is someone who is coming out with a false energy because they're not ready yet, as this is someone who is still in solitude, hoping to control something through silence and pretend to be unfazed. But I feel someone is forever changed by being in conflict with you or losing you, as someone is now worried that something may haunt them for a lifetime when it comes to the choices they made, or a third party, or the fact that the grass isn't greener on the other side. Someone is overthinking something when it comes to something that is so simple as someone is still numbing the pain of their own regrets and even their reckless ways. I feel someone is all in their head and thinking about what you're thinking of them. Someone is upset that you're hard to read. I feel this is someone who can't move on, and that's why they're shutting you out or they're completely shut down. This is someone who has no intentions of repairing self because they feel it's just too hard to do. But I feel it's no escape when it comes to the games they like to play, because they know if they come your way, you're going to make them prove it. But I feel instead of dealing with them, just trust your intuition, because at this point, and all the wisdom and the knowledge that you've gained, it won't lead you astray. I feel trusting your intuition when it comes to someone on the rebound and in the now will put you in a space where you will have the upper hand. And this time, as I said before, things will be different now that you know exactly who and what you're dealing with. As this is someone who is struggling to put their guard down with you, even though they know they should, as they now regret feeling and believing you were desperate enough to stay or sweep something under the rug, and now they're torn and feeling like an idiot because things are not going their way. I feel this is someone who's pretending to be unfazed. This is why they're sitting in a space of solitude, hoping that something will move you. But I feel it will only push you to a space where you're not going to allow them to play games or even strategize to push your buttons, because things are different now. And it's time they know it, because you're over the bullshit, as this has definitely become too much to handle. As I feel their need to be right or petty with you is somehow overriding what their spirit is calling them to do, as they're losing their spiritual worth or they're losing all sense of reality. Someone is definitely losing whatever position they could have had with you, as their loss of words or respect is a true reason they may have lost you. I feel this is someone's loss of words and respect. I feel many of the sacrifices that they've made has no true intent, as I feel this is someone who is in want or need of true redemption, but I feel they're going to have to redeem themselves. I hope you guys have enjoyed the reading and it's gained some food for thought. If so, let me know by commenting down below or liking this video. Hope to see you again, guys. Bye.